there's a lot of beauty in the inner city. If you choose to look at the negative side, then you'll see that. I mean, I regard Joburg as one of the this is the New York of pretty much Africa. And if you speak to Joburgers, they're constantly complaining about how things are not working. But if you travel elsewhere, you'll see that everything that's not working, yeah, it's literally, others don't even have it, you know. And we complain about public service and all that kind of stuff, but when you go on the outside, like, it's not there. So this is pretty much like the place where nothing is working but everything is working, you know what I mean? The inner city tells a different story from the suburbs and everything else, because this is like, Joburg is a fast city, and if you come in here expecting things to be slow when people are leaving their countries miles away to come and make a living here, and then that's the wrong place for you to pretty much be. And that also pretty much came from like the early ages on how Joburg was actually advertised to the rest of the world. Well, not to the rest of the world, but to Africa in specific. And that is just, it was sold as this place where dreams come true, and everyone else here is just trying to make their dream come true, you know. Well, people are not getting half of what was promised to them, by that is obviously I'm talking about when South Africa was at its lowest, and the promises that the leaders made to the rest of the African leaders that helped them throughout that time, and the people that were leaving their countries to come to South Africa, this is not what was told to them. And I'm speaking for myself, like, because my dad used to be a journalist and he was from the Congo, and I remember I think it was in 1990. There was a time when Nelson Mandela came to Congo, and he was part of like the conference of that whole thing. And this was meant to be like the free place, and this was meant to be the place where people from anywhere around Africa were pretty much meant to be welcomed, and were supposed to be treated equally and all that stuff. And those were things that were sold to the rest of Africa. And I'm not speaking only about Congo, I'm speaking about Zimbabwe, Zambians, and everyone else in the surrounding that helped them, because when South Africa was going through a crisis, these are the same people that opened those to South Africa, and all of a sudden coming back to the flip side, and things were actually not what it was. And so when I walk through the city, I just look people that are actually heartbroken, and people that are trying to make a living, and people that are just trying to get something for themselves, because they left their families like way back to come and try and fulfill this dream. And it's the hardest conversations to tell your family that the city of light has no light. You know what I mean? And that can be, it's very hard, you know. And that's why when you have people here, like when there's one guy I was speaking to about how crime and like the whole system of how people come here and commit crime and go back, and people committing crime is not people that don't have qualifications back where they come from. It's people that are like very qualified, and the crimes that mostly done by them, it's like high level. Like for instance, this place here in Hillbrow, where fraud happens. It's like the heart of fraud, and when you get into that spot, it's real, like those skills are things that people have acquired for years. It's not something that you just wake up overnight and understand that system, you know. And when you walk in there, you just see people that are trying to feed their family,